Kobe Bryant was an 18-time NBA All-Star who was widely regarded as one of the greatest to ever play the game of basketball. He went from being a 10-year-old who didn't score a single point over the course of an entire summer league to becoming the #4 NBA scorer of all time. And today we're going to learn his best advice on how you can push through the pain. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time!
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I give you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Kobe Bryant.
It was kind of the perfect series, playing the Celtics, then beating us in 08, and then having 5. I mean, we joke about that a lot, but the most important thing was beating the Celtics because of everything that they've meant to this organization. And it was a tough series for me. Most people don't know this, but I had a bone spur in my ankle. And then a couple of games in Boston, I had to leave the game, go back in the locker room and get it injected because I could barely walk. And I had a broken finger that I was playing with. I had a cast on my right finger. And then I was having to deal with Garnett, Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, Rasheed Watt, all these guys, and having to try to figure out how to get through that series. And so it was a big relief to win. First and foremost, it was a relief to win and get out of that series alive. If I lost 2 to the Celtics, man, I've been miserable.
You are capable of more. I just want to tell you, to remind you that you are capable of more. That this struggle that's in front of you right now, that seems all-encompassing and impossible to overcome, it's not your max. You can handle it. Because if this is your max, then you don't grow. And you don't become the person that you know you're capable of becoming. This video will help. So the most pain I went through was when I was on my tour last year and I broke my neck. I broke my neck, I fainted and hit my head on the wall and broke my neck in 2 spots. I compressed my spine. I had a concussion, which I've never had in my life before. And I had to, they put me in a neck brace. They put me in these, and I wore this one for 50 days or so and this one for 10 or something like that. It was 60 days of wearing something like this and only being able to take it off for 10 minutes a day. That's it. So I had to sleep in this. I had to shower in this. I had to do my speaking gigs in this. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's duct tape on here because this one was more comfortable than this one. And so I really didn't want to break this one, but just from use, right? From having it on all day long, eventually it broke and my wife taped it up and she wrote here, "I love you, get well soon, love Nina," kind of like a cast. Anyway, this is the most painful thing that I had to go through. And the day I broke my neck, I was supposed to be doing my speaking gig in Colorado, and we had to cancel that because obviously I can't do it while I'm in the hospital. But then came a really important time. What do I do next? I don't know how long a concussion lasts. I don't know how I'm going to deal with the pain. I haven't really broken a bone in my body before, let alone 2 in my neck. I didn't know how safe it was to travel, still do my speaking gigs. And the advice was rest and go home. You can't get on a plane because of the compression, but just drive home. Just rest and go home. And, my agent wanted me to do it. The doctors wanted me to do it. I'm not going to go home. I don't want to go home. This is my chance to show myself what I'm made of. This is my chance to see what I can do. Let me at least try. Let me at least try. And it's very rare that we actually get pushed to our limits, like our actual limits. You're pushed to your physical limits and you can't do anything more. And so my initial thought was, well, forget that. Let's just... Everybody who was supposed to come, let's just do something tomorrow. Look, this is what I was thinking. Let's do something tomorrow in our Airbnb and just have them come over and I'll lie down on the couch or the bed and they can ask me questions. I'm here to give value, guys. I'm here to help. Let's go. Helping entrepreneurs is going to be healing for me. And the doctor's like, yeah, you can't do that. You got a concussion. You can't even think clearly or properly. That's never going to happen. So I had to refund everybody in Colorado. And my next stop was Kansas City. And we drove to Kansas City, not too far away. And I was still feeling the massive pain from the neck. But still the concussion. I hadn't recovered from my concussion and I didn't know how long it was going to last. And I made a video for the people who bought tickets to Kansas City canceling on them. And what I wanted to do was say, hey, I'm here anyway. I'll give you your money back. Come to the hotel, and I'll still talk to you for as long as I can go. And it was the morning, the day before in the morning, and I was making a video, and I thought, I couldn't even finish making the video. I started getting dizzy halfway through the video, and so I paused it, and I thought, okay, we should just cancel this. Like I can't even get through 2 minutes of making a video. And so I tried again at night, and I got through the video, and I said, you know what? I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to last tomorrow. I already booked the hotel. You know, it's non-refundable for me. You guys already booked your tickets. You booked the time off in your calendar. I'm gonna refund you the money because I'm not gonna be able to go for 4 hours like I've been doing in each city, but I'll go for as long as I can. If you want to show up, and I'll try to help. And I went for an hour and a half, and it was the greatest hour and a half. You know, one of the greatest hour and a halves of my life. And my wife had to then pull me off after an hour and a half because I was starting to get, I didn't even notice it, but I was starting to get, you know, woozy on stage. And it was great. I was so pumped because this was, I'm done. I've never been pulled off a stage before. And here I was at my max. And I love the idea of pushing through the pain. Obviously be healthy. Obviously don't be stupid. But a lot of times we pull ourselves back way too soon. We don't allow ourselves to actually test what we're made of, to see how far we could actually go. And so I kept these thanks to my friend Mark Drager. I don't collect things. I don't have souvenirs of stuff, but he said, you need to collect, you need to save them as a souvenir of what happened, as a memento. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll keep it. And I look at this, I'm like, I'm crazy. I did that? 60 days in this and kept going on tour, and we still did 10 more cities, and I sat at the front of these stages sitting down because I couldn't stand properly, and I had like 2 or 3 pillows behind me and an ice pack over my right shoulder the whole time, and still spoke for 3 to 4 hours every day, right? I still made videos. You can go back on my channel and you'll see me wearing this with like this giant scab or scar on my head because this is where I hit my head on the wall. It's crazy. This is a reminder of what I'm capable of. That whatever max I feel like I'm facing right now is not my max. And I think you're capable of more as well. Now, I've got a 3-step process that I go through that I think would be really valuable for you to figure out what you're capable of and pushing through, that I'm going to share with you. But before that, if you want to learn how to have more confidence, I've created a 254 series where every day for 254 days, I send you a free video to your email to help you build confidence. The link to join is in the description below.
Or to go play someplace else to try to chase a championship. That's not me, man. That's not what my career has been about. There's certain things that we want to get to, but we have to pace those out because we have to have absolute focus.
Okay, so how do you do it? How do you push through the pain? How do you see this obstacle in front of you and not get overwhelmed by it and instead run right through it? I've got a 3-step process I'm going to share with you. Step number 1 is tell yourself it's the best. This is one of my favorite things to do, is tell myself this is the best. This is the best. When I broke my neck and I wasn't sure what to do, should I cancel? Should I keep going? This is the best. This is the best. When you shift your mindset and say it's the best, it puts you into a more resourceful state instead of resourceless. You start to feel hope and power and positivity, and from that state, you can make a better decision. So even after I fell, I went unconscious, right? And I wake up and there are these firemen and then paramedics around me, and they're asking me how I am and how I'm feeling. I'm in shock. I mean, I don't even know what happened. I'm sitting down. They're asking me to pull on their fingers, and you know, they're testing if I had nerve damage and all this stuff. And I tell them, you know what, guys, I'm losing the function in my hand. Like I can't feel my left hand anymore, and I can't feel my left arm anymore, and now I can't feel my right hand anymore, and I can't feel my right arm anymore. And I'm calmly explaining this to them, and they think I'm having a heart attack. These are symptoms of a heart attack. I don't know what the symptoms of a heart attack are, but those are some of them apparently. And the only thing in my head, and this is extreme, and I don't know how we even tapped into it, and I don't even know if I would recommend it, but what's in my head is, as I'm calmly explaining, I'm not losing control, right? I'm not panicking. Like, you can't move your arms and your hands, right? Imagine if I'm putting myself back there, I'm freaking out in my head. But as it's happening, I'm calmly explaining what's happening. I can't move anything here, right? It's all dead. And in my head, I'm telling myself, I am the greatest patient of all time. This is the best. It's crazy. I wouldn't say that out loud, but it's what the voice is happening inside my head. Like, imagine the patients that they deal with who are freaking out, who now can't feel their arms, can't feel their hands, most of them would be freaking out. And here I am crushing it, at least to myself. And so when you position yourself as this is the best, this negative situation that happened is the best, this is my chance to shine, it's my chance to show up and show myself and the world what I'm made of, it puts you into a better state that actually enables you to go off and solve that problem. Step number 2 is start to reward your effort. Part of the problem is we expect to accomplish great things, but then when you can't do it, you feel even worse. You feel overwhelmed. You feel like you're never going to be able to do it. So instead of tying your self-worth to the outcome, reward the effort. At the beginning, when I first broke my neck, I couldn't even get out of bed. I remember that first night that they allowed me to go home. So the first night was in the hospital. The second night, they allowed me to go back to my Airbnb. And I woke up in the middle of the night because I had to go to the bathroom. And I sat up and I couldn't get up. I was worried that if I got up, I would faint again and pass out and maybe make things worse. And so it was 3 in the morning or something. I woke up my wife, Nina, next to me and said, I need to go to the bathroom. Can you please help? Which felt like, for her, of course, she's going to say yes and be worried and want to help me. But for me, it felt like, man, I can't even go to the bathroom by myself. Are you kidding me? Right? I wanted to do it myself. I liked being independent. And so the mental switch I made was, I at least sat up and I'm happy that I asked my wife for help. And as the days got, we got more into it, getting out of bed became a little bit easier. Getting to the car became a little bit easier. And so I'm tying my self-worth to the effort. I'm trying. I'm not getting the results I want. I'm not going to be able to speak like I was at the start of this tour, even by the end of the tour, because I won't be healed by then. But I can reward myself for the effort. I'm way more proud of the fact that I kept going on the tour than I am in how I delivered my presentation. My presentation was better the day before I broke my neck. It was worse in every city that I did afterwards, but I'm so much more proud of my effort for going off and doing it. So when you're in pain, when you're struggling, when you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry about the end result so much. Tie yourself worth to the effort of pushing through it, and that'll give you more energy to keep going. And step number 3, which I think might be the most powerful, is switch to service. Stop making it about you and start making it about the people that you can serve and help, because that will give you so much strength that you never knew was possible inside you before. So when I told my agent that I broke my neck, he asked how I was and what's going on. And I told him that my wife had to help me do everything. I couldn't do anything. So my wife changed me, like everything. And he said, your wife changes you in the morning? Like, yeah, you need to film that. Like, what? Yeah, you need to film that. I want to see it. Like, okay, why? It's like, because it's going to be, for people, they only see the good in you. They only see you off and crushing it. They don't see you struggling through adversity. It's like, okay, sure, let's do it. And the next morning, I woke up and I told my wife what was going to happen. And I went live on Instagram. And we filmed our whole morning routine. And I'm self-conscious because, I've put on a little bit of weight. I haven't been moving. I'm in massive pain. I don't usually make videos about me changing in the morning, like all this kind of stuff, all this self-doubt in my head. But when I flipped it to service, like maybe this can help somebody. Maybe people watching might get inspired that whatever the pain they're going through, they can get through it too. The fact that I'm still getting up and still trying and still chasing down the life that I want to chase down might be an inspiration to other people. And just that flip to service allowed me to deal with the pain and gave me the strength to keep going as well. So think about in your life, the pain that you're dealing with, the struggle that you're going through, how do you flip it to service so that whatever you're going through could be and is an inspiration. The fact that you're willing to try is an inspiration compared to most people. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, what's the pain in your life right now that you need to say, this is the best too? Let me know down in the comments below, share it, and hopefully it'll inspire other people as well. And if you made it this far in the video and you promise, you commit, you're saying, yes, I'm gonna take action after watching it, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments below because I want to celebrate you.
And so I remember thinking to myself, why is it that I'm able to do this? And the answer was I could self-soothe faster than anyone else. So I would get kicked in the face and I would do something really dumb. I'd be called an idiot, told how stupid I was. And then I'd just be like, all right, I need to recenter. And that just became my obsession. I need to be able to emotionally get back to complete neutral so fast that you don't even see it register on my face.
How'd you do it? How do you do that?
Literally practicing. I could be in a situation where I'm being berated or I legitimately mess up and it costs money and it's like, whoa, that's on me and it is nobody's bad but my own. And I realized that what most people do, their strategy is to deflect it. It's your fault, it's not my fault.
Yes.
So I started thinking of this as a metaphor. People are throwing gold at me. They're throwing it really hard, and I can put a shield up and deflect it, but then I lose that piece of gold. If I drop my shield and just take the pain, let it hit me in the head, then I bend down and go, this thing, which was me being stupid, there's a lesson here. And now I have this piece of gold. But the whole thing is I have to be defenseless. So I have to own it, I have to take it, I can't fight. If someone is like, to this day, if our team is like, hey, there's something we need to point out to you, I'll do this. I square up to it. I want them to know, like, hey, I want to hear it. I want to know. Like, I want to be literally physically open. I'm not going to close down. I'm going to do everything I can to square off, to open myself so that they know I'm receptive to the criticism, right? Because that's the nugget of gold. What I know is it's going to hurt. It's going to sting. But if I can emotionally recenter so fast you don't even see that I went through something, now I can just process, how do I take this information you've given me and get better?
And if you want Kobe Bryant's advice on how to work on your weakness, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
At 13 years old, I played the longer game because my game wasn't about being better than you at 13. It was to be better than you when the chips are really on the line.